Oh, let me just. Yes. It's a bit hot, yeah. Very hot, right. All pigs in space. Sorry.
We know,
Yeah, but there are schools up and down the country asking girls to wear the hijab today, for World Hijab Day, So there's some women, mainly ex-Muslims, who have organised something called No Hijab Day, because one of them was married off to an Al-Qaeda. Her name's Yasmin Mohammed. She's Canadian, and she was subjected to quite a terrible childhood. And then when she was 19, she got married off, and she had a daughter, and she said, "I'm never going to do that to my daughter." Okay, thank you. Right, word you. Yeah.
You have, haven't you?
Yeah.
You had your big shadow there. I was like, "Did we lose a weight?" That's
yeah.
yesterday's.
Oh, yeah. Okay. No. You need to just have them a minute, Una, because I want to. Can you just hold that? Could you hold that for me?
Yes.
Hard clips? No. No, I need the microphone. Which I've already done. And I'm going to do this. And then I have the microphone.
This is good here, where there's not that. That's yours. Yeah, that's where they were. Now on the other side. Yeah, I was as well. Yeah. But this is fine as well. I mean, yeah, I've heard that she's done quite a lot. I've heard a really extensive one about her own life. Like she's told her story a lot, hasn't she?
Hello.
So
Is that loud enough? Hello. Can you hear it?
I can hear it,
and they did
but I'm standing right next to you.
Hello. Hello.
Oh. I'd move that for distortion against that.
Put it on the floor there. Plastic.
Sure?
Yeah. Well, hello, good afternoon, London. This is the London part of the No Hijab World protest by women across the world who don't think that it's right to subject little girls to wearing the hijab, or women for that matter. So we've decided to gather here because throughout the United Kingdom and 140 countries, little girls are being told that wearing the hijab and having yourself completely restricted is absolutely the right thing to do. And so they are encouraging little girls to wear the hijab, whether they're Muslim or not. And we don't think that any women or girls should be under the threat of either hell and damnation or violence from their fathers, their cousins, their uncles, or their brothers should have to cover their hair. So welcome, this is No Hijab Day. Hello everyone, I'm going to just click this on. So my name is Kellie-Jay. I'm very proud to accept the invitation from Yasmin Mohammed, who is a young woman in Canada who was raised in a very strict Islamic fundamentalist family and married to an Al-Qaeda terrorist when she was 19. And she decided when she had her daughter that there was no way on earth that she was going to raise her in such an oppressive, sexist, misogynist way, which is basically what Islam requires of its followers. So this is No Hijab Day, and this is to combat the World Hijab Day. that is in 140 countries now, trying to normalise even non-Muslims covering their hair. What have you moved? You've just done something, Una. You've just pressed it off. Or perhaps I have. Perhaps I have. Una, can you plug it in to there instead? Is that still on? Yeah, it's been charged all night and it's brand new. It says microphone. Hello? Okay. Are they both on?
Well, I'm.
Okay. That one is. Okay, so welcome to World Hijab Day. We are doing our version, which is called No Hijab Day. And this is to combat the push by the Islamic regime, namely Iran, to push the hijab onto all little girls throughout the world, including in schools right across this country. Schools in Leicester, London and Bristol will be asking little girls tomorrow to wear a hijab all day in schools, whether they're Muslim or not. Anyone else want to speak, by the way? Do you want to speak in your nice t-shirt? So this is for all of the women from the last 47 years who have lived under the Islamic regime, being forced to cover, and some of them losing their lives for simply showing their hair. I reckon we've got company in a minute. So this is for all of those women. This is for the women in Saudi Arabia who, through threat from brothers, uncles, cousins and grandfathers, for all of those women that have to cover their hair and sometimes even their faces, not allowed out of their gardens, for the women in Afghanistan who are subjected to... Yeah.
Can you get the mic for a second?
Yeah.
I'm part of the security control room team for
Yep.
Tower Bridge.
Yep.
You're not allowed to do that on
We
the
are.
bridge. No.
We are. We have a right, and we have a right to public protest.
No, not on the bridge.
We do.
The bridge is part of the City of London Corporation. You can
Yeah.
do it if you want. You can do it off the bridge. That's not a problem. But not on the bridge.
I believe we do have a right to public protest.
Tower Bridge is not involved in any sort of protests or any sort of commercial.
Yeah,
or
but this is public
activities.
land.
No, this is not. This is owned by City of London Corporation. They have
owned by
public
who?
access. City of London Corporation.
Yeah, and this is a political
by the people,
protest.
I understand that, but
And so we are allowed, like the man that was allowed to do the Islamic call to prayer, and like the men that were allowed to beat their
Not on
naked
the
chest.
bridge.
Yes, he
Yes,
was.
they were.
Yes, he
Yes,
was.
they were.
Yeah, in
No.
fact, he's done it for 3 years.
Nobody's allowed
Yeah.
on the bridge.
No, you are.
You are more than welcome to do it off the bridge, wherever you want, but not on the bridge.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm going to wait until
It's not
if you want to
discrimination,
if you want to
it's
call
normal.
if you want to call the police and they come and tell me that this is private
That's
land
fine, we go
and I
down
have
that
no
road. That's no
excellent.
problem.
Thank you so much.
Well done.
I'm,
Why you been taking my photo?
he's allowed to take your photo. This man claims you're not allowed to take his photo because he works for Tower Bridge. I think you're wrong, my friend. So this is a protest against the hijab that's being forced on little girls throughout the Islamic world. In Iran, Afghanistan and Saudi Arabia, if women dare to show their hair, sometimes even their faces, they risk death. By the regime in Iran, countless women have lost their lives over the years for showing their hair. And so while we still have the freedom to do so, we are going to object in the United Kingdom. You're on the wrong side, ladies. Do you want to speak? Do you want to speak? Yes, lovely. Do you want me to? Okay. Oh no, I'm ready now. I already. I reckon they might ask us to. The police. If the police ask to move us, I believe we have a right to be here, but I don't want to break it.
Okay. Good afternoon, London, Tower Bridge. This, as Kellie-Jay was saying, No Hijab Day was set up some years ago now by an extremely courageous woman named Yasmin Mohammed. But I believe this is the first year. It's been mainly an online demonstration. And I believe this is the first year that it has really taken off worldwide in real life locations such as this. And it's very important that this happened on Tower Bridge, because the theme this year, well, there are two ideas behind it. One is be the bridge, so that women from all different cultures and walks of life can be the bridge to our sisters who are living under the the extremely oppressive practice, sometimes at the peril of their own lives and imprisonment, who are forced and coerced into wearing hijab. So the idea is to be the bridge. And the other theme for this year is, unsurprisingly, Iran. So this has a very special message this year to go out to all those incredibly courageous women and men in Iran who have been fighting for such a long time now, for decades, for their freedom from this oppressive regime. But I just wanted to say something quickly about why Yasmin set up this No Hijab Day. It was in response to World Hijab Day, which, as Kellie-Jay was saying, is now its specific purpose is to normalize and celebrate this oppressive practice. So perhaps we can look forward next year to World Foot Binding Day or World FGM Day. Or, well, we already have plenty of days where men can pretend to be women, so we're ahead of the game with that one. But one thing did amuse me when I thought I better find out a bit more about this World Hijab Day. And one of the first things I found, which might amuse you too, was that according to certain Islamic scholars, it's actually haram. World Hijab Day is actually haram because it's what the infidels do, is set up these specific days to promote particular practices. So it really amused me that that those behind World Hijab Day are displeasing some of their lords and masters. But I want to, we've got a little bit of support there from this chap. We might have to have a no woolly hat day next year as well. Maybe that'll keep him off the street. But I do want to talk particularly about, probably a lot of you know, about the White Wednesday protests that I believe started in Iran in 2017. Really incredibly courageous women who would wear the white hijab and then remove it and wave it publicly, in very public places, at risk of imprisonment. And some of those women got prison sentences of 20 years, and many of them had to flee the country. And of course, as we know, so many, I don't even know what the latest figures are in terms of the recent horrendous massacres of its own people by the Islamic Republic regime. So I just want to really send all love and solidarity to those incredibly courageous women in Iran, and to Posie Parker, who again is so brave and speaks out with she's got the absolute fire in her belly. I think we all can take so much heart and inspiration from those women. So perhaps it would be a nice way for me to end this by just inviting you to all call a few times, woman, life, freedom. Woman, life, freedom. Woman, life, freedom. Woman, life, freedom.
As you can see, some men
Sorry, I
are
just
very cross at the idea that women actually see each other as human before we are divided by their man-constructed religions and rules that force women to cover.
I thought that was so funny that they've actually
you might not
said
know
that
this, but
World
the
Hijab Day is
reason
haram.
women have to wear a hijab is because men can't control themselves if they see hair, which tells you a lot about the sort of men that expect women to wear hijabs, and they will be very, very weak men. That's why they want women to cover. In Afghanistan, women aren't even allowed to use their voices. Men don't want to see them, men don't want to smell them, but they do kind of want something feminine, which is why they dress up little boys as women, so they can sexually abuse them, which is nice. So we are here today to celebrate what Yasmin Mohammed started about a decade ago, which is No Hijab Day, to combat the absolute insanity of World Hijab Day, which seeks to normalise hijab wearing across the West. It's in 140 countries, and what we do know, in countries where women are forced to wear hijabs, that is the tip of the iceberg of the oppression they experience. In Afghanistan, women are not allowed to go and see a male doctor, but they're also not allowed to train as doctors. They're now not allowed to see midwives. They won't be allowed to see any male medics, male dentists, and they're not allowed to train as females and be dentists or doctors. And you'll note that the other thing we often talk about that's equally unsayable over here is that men cannot be women. And in Afghanistan, that would be something that would save these women, actually, if they could all just pretend to be men. But because we know that's a load of nonsense, that doesn't work in countries where they seem to know better than ever what a woman is, and it will be the woman they choose to silence, the woman they oppress. I don't know whether that's agreeing or disagreeing.
Agreeing.
So this is No Hijab Day.
Don't block the road.
And this is for, don't block the way, because that man is very excited about the prospect of anyone getting blocked on this pavement. So don't give him any cause for celebration. So we are here for No Hijab Day, and that's because women across the world in countries such as Yemen, Saudi Arabia, Iran, Iraq, coincidentally Iran and Iraq also marry little girls at the age of 10. So as soon as those little girls have any taste of freedom, they can be married off and subjected to the most obscene, restrictive lives. In Saudi Arabia, many of the women are not even allowed to leave their houses to go in the garden just in case a neighbour sees their face. So we are talking about just the tip of the iceberg, a very visible sign. If you're going to a country where many of the women are covered with a hijab, you know that those women are really subjected to a far lesser life of rights than their male counterparts. So that's why we decided to come on this bridge today, so we can join with women throughout the world for No Hijab Day, that is allowing women the right to feel the wind in their hair, if she dare, and for no men in her family, no men in any regime, to tell her that she has to cover, and that if she doesn't, her appearance is shameful.
Oh God! Not me.
It's all right, it's fine. Carry on.
Right, we're standing here within yards of what at the time was the greatest statement of male power and control in the country, the Tower of London. This is what it takes for a man to feel powerful: build something really big and imprison people in it. The hijab thing is a whole power trip on the part of men. As it says here on this wonderful sign, weak men, only weak men need to exercise control over others. There is absolutely no need for any of it, other than that weak men feel threatened by a woman who is their equal. I've raised a son, and I'm soon be helping to raise a grandson. It's very easy. I spelt it out to my son. However right you are in your argument, the moment you use your greater voice or your greater physical strength to enforce your point, you are so far in the wrong that you will never recover, and neither will the relationship. It's that easy. You tell them. Okay, he was a bit strange. I had to tell him when he was little, when you go to make friends with people, try saying hello instead of hitting them to get their attention. You know, a lot of boys are like that. You have to explain things to them, and a lot of girls are like that too. So there is absolutely no need. We have this huge epidemic of male suicides. How terrible. Is it guilt, or is it that power trips ultimately destroy you? You have more and more power. You force women to wear a hijab. You force them to stay indoors. You don't let them go in the garden. Does it make you happy? No, it doesn't. It makes you suicidal. And what you'll probably do then is get a nice army together and go and kill some people for a nice change. Male behaviour is crazy, and we need to put a stop to it. The hijab, as Posie said, is the tip of the iceberg, and it needs to go. Thank you.
Thank you.
Here's the
Anyone
thingy.
else want to speak? Thank you. Anyone else want to speak? Or I'm just going to go on and on, which is a bit boring for everyone. So we are here for No Hijab Day. This is to counter the 140 countries across the world who are trying to normalise the hijab even for non-Muslim girls. And what we know is that in regimes like Iran, women have lost their lives for just removing the hijab. So we would like to make sure that here in the United Kingdom, it doesn't become a normal thing to shame women for not covering their hair. We don't want to see it. We want all women to have that choice, and frankly, until no woman has to wear it, it's not a free choice for anyone. So we really do believe that No Hijab Day should be a day that all women, Muslim and otherwise, actually uncover their hair, and they can choose to have the wind in their hair, which obviously is a risk of massive defiance. But for women across in Saudi Arabia, Iran and Afghanistan who are being subjected to the most despicable control by regimes, we want to extend our solidarity to all of those women. We want to make sure here in the United Kingdom that we continue to exercise our right to free speech and to wear what the hell we choose, to make sure that there's at least somewhere where we might nearly be getting it right. I think this man's now found out that he doesn't have a legal right to move us. So I think he looks forlorn. Anyway, would anybody else like to speak? Yes, come. I'm just going to click this on you as well. Thank you. There you go.
So I wanted to talk about, or start with the late, great Christopher Hitchens quote, "Resist while you still can." So I think, probably like lots of you, my story is that I was a progressive lefty. But after a while, the mask began to slip. And I think when I realised that they were trying to convince me that men really could become women, that's when I thought, if they could lie about something as so blatantly mental as gender identity ideology, what else are they lying about? Not just what else are they lying about, who else are they lying about? So we see in the media that people get smeared. People like, we're told to believe that people like J.K. Rowling is a massive bigot. We're told to believe that Graham Linehan is deranged and losing it. We're told to believe that Kellie-Jay Keen is a Nazi fascist. But those smears, you kind of expect when there are effective people that are trying to change the narrative. Andy Peggy getting smeared in the press. So she was an ordinary woman doing an ordinary job, and she tried to resist. She said no. And because of that, the media tried to portray her as a racist, fascist, Trump-supporting bigot. And I just looked at that and thought, well, that could be me. That could be any of us here. If our names made it into the papers, how would they smear us? And they smear us because they want to silence us. And you think to yourself, silencing us and smearing us here, we can take that. In Iran, they're being murdered by the thousands. So here, it's our right and it's our duty to stand up and resist while we can. While we have the opportunity to say no. I think we should resist and take every opportunity to try to change the narrative. Resist when they say all cultures are equal. All cultures are not equal. Cultures that cover their little girls and deny them an education, they're not equal. Resist when they try to tell you that cousin marriage is okay. No. Cousin marriage, which is, if you prevent cousin marriage, you will prevent congenital disability. And if you prevent that, that's going to be a benefit for society and for those families. So resist when they tell you that men can have penises. No, sorry, no, they can. Resist. Don't, yeah, some do. Resist when they say women can have penises. They're the ones to resist. Yeah. So we need to take every opportunity to resist. We need to take every opportunity to change the narrative. So I guess on No Hijab Day, it's our duty, ladies and gentlemen, to resist while we still can. Yeah.
I wonder if that's for us.
That was for us.
That's my. Yes, I'll take that. Thank you. This is No Hijab Day. Get it right. Also, I just want to say this: in the next election cycle, if you're voting for Greens, you're voting for the Muslim Brotherhood, because they are being taken over. And we just have a look at Iran and Lebanon if you want to find out what happens if you enable this green-black alliance. Because I don't know about you, but I don't see what somebody who subjects his wife to wearing a burqa has got in common with a woman who's apparently a free and easy plumber, although apparently her husband does work for AstraZeneca. So they're all linked, aren't they? They're all big business. But yeah, so just be fair warned that there is an Islamic takeover of the